All right, I'm going to give you some tips for being organized when working on your research paper. I would strongly suggest that you have the Google Keep, Save to Keep Chrome extension going. If you've never used Google Keep, you have a Google account, so basically it's there. It also is connected inside your Google Docs. You can see here I can access Keep from within here as well. So Keep is a really great tool for gathering up information. So instead of maybe like having a Google Doc where you're throwing everything, putting it into Google Keep is nice because it's automatically going to put in the address for the website that you get information from. And then I'm going to show you how in Google Docs you can use the power of Google Docs to create your bibliography pages for you, which is super great for students. So let's walk through. First off, let's say this is an article that I want to use, how personality affects work behavior. And when you're choosing articles, you want to choose articles that look like they're from a credible site. So this is from Small Business Cron. This looks like a pretty reputable site when we look through here. And of course, if I ever got to the bottom of this page, there'd be some footer information. They just keep loading more articles. But it's put out by Hearst newspaper, so you can see here it's a pretty reputable site. Now, when we come up to the top, we can also see there is an author and there is a date that this article had. Those are all really important things. If all you're finding is just some random website that has no author, you know, that's not really an article per se. We want articles that are put out by groups that are reputable. So if you're not using the school resources from the library, I would strongly suggest that you at least make sure that there's a reputable website that has some sort of publisher, that there's an actual title to the article, an author, and a date. That's going to make it much easier whenever you get ready to use it in your document. All right, so let's say this is what I want. I'm going to click on my Google Keep icon here. And then when you're working on a project, I would strongly suggest tagging it. So there's labels in here and you can tag things. So if I'm working on a paper, my class is Applied Business Communication, so like ABC is a good prefix there. Or like if it's your first paper, ABC1 or whatever. So I might click Add Label here. And I have labels listed already on here. But you can also just hashtag it, and that will work as well. So I'm going to hashtag ABC1 here. And it already is going to record the title and the address of this article. So I don't really have to worry about all of that, but you could put some notes in here. So if I did want to say like what this article was about, or if there's like a statistic I want, maybe something I know I want to use like word for word or something like that, I could copy and paste information from the article into here. Okay, so I'm just going to take this detail-oriented thing. Let's say I want to have this here, and I want to put that into it. So there we go. I highlighted it. I went back up in here, and it's in there. Okay, and basically it's already saved. I don't really have to do anything to this. I might put, you know, article for paper or whatever here. It doesn't really matter. Okay, and then if you open up Google Keep, you just go to keep.google.com. It's going to have it in here, so you can see this one is in here quickly. Now, if I want to have it pop up on my list of labels, then I can go ahead and add my labels, and I say, okay, let's go ahead and add one for ABC1, and then when I go into this article here, I can go ahead and add that label as well. So I'm going to go in here, and now add this label, and now from here on out, I can just choose it from the list. Okay, so now I have the article. It's listed in here. If I go click ABC1, any that I have would all be in here. So as you're collecting for your paper, all your articles would be in here. Okay, now let's say I'm back over here in my Google Doc and I want to go ahead and add these in. So as I know I have articles I'm going to use, I'm going to go ahead and put them into this document so I can use them. So you're going to go to Tools and Citations, which is built in. And I've already added one, so you can see I have one in here already, but then I'm going to add another source. So we're going to add this source. What is this? Well, it's a website. If it was a journal article from a website, then, you know, if it was from an actual journal, you could choose that. I'm just going to choose website. I accessed it by website. And then here's where we have to go back and look at the information, which is why I like to do this now. You can always delete one if you don't use it. But adding this in now just makes it easier. All right, so author. We have an author, Shayla Monroe. So I'm going to put her in here. Oops, that's middle name. M-U-N-R-O-E. Okay, if you didn't have a person's name and you only had just like the corporation name, you could check this and put them there. All right, title, I'm just going to copy paste. You do want to make sure that letters are capitalized, so if it wasn't capitalized, you want to do that. That's the title there. What's the website itself? What's cron is the website, so I'm going to put that on here. URL, we'll go ahead and copy and paste the URL in here. What day was it published? It says March 6, 2019, so the day would be 6. The month would be March. The year would be 2019. And then when did I look at it? So whatever today is, for me, today is the 27th of May in 2021. And then that's everything that I have to enter in. So, you know, I know you can go to certain websites where you can type, where it'll try to figure out some of this stuff for you, but it's really not that complicated to fill out the boxes. And then we click Add Citation Source. Now it's in here. So if I was in the middle of typing my paper and I wanted to use that excerpt from this article, I can go to my Google Keep here. Here's this information. Whoops. I can come in here and copy and paste straight from my Google Keep right into here. And I can tell which article this is. It's the Cron Personality Affects Works Behavior. So let's say I'm going to use this. I would put in my direct quote here. And then I need to put in the source. Well, because I have the sources here, all I have to do is click Cite. And then it puts it in there for me. And I put my period. Okay? And again, even if it's not word for word, so if I was paraphrasing this, if I wasn't going to say this word for word, I wouldn't have quotation marks on it. But even if I don't use it word for word, if it's somebody else's ideas, my parentheses still have to happen here at the end. That's important, okay? So anyways, this makes it very simple. And then when you're done with your paper and you have to create your bibliography, notice at the bottom of the citations, there's a beautiful blue button that says Insert Bibliography. All you have to do, because MLA is what we use in English, all we have to do is hit this, and bam, it's in here. Now, depending on the source, you may have to call it something else. I believe in MLA it's called a works cited page. But otherwise, it's already got your hanging indent in here. Everything is typed in properly. Things are capitalized. Everything looks good. And it just created it for you. You didn't have to go type that out. So pretty nice. Pretty nice. So that is how to just kind of, I think, a good workflow for working on your paper. Gathering in Google Keep, which just opens up right here on the side, so it makes it really, really easy. You can, of course, just open it up, and there is a button right here to open Keep up in its own window, so you could open it in another tab. But either way, your information is going to be there nice and close. It's just going to make it so simple to put together a paper. So I hope this helps you as you collect your resources, as you make notes about your various articles, and how to insert them on your page using that works cited citation feature.